Hey you! You're watching a clip from the DynamiteGizmo podcast. This is not the full episode, but if you want to see the full episode, make sure to click the link in the description. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it now! Here's the clip. If you didn't know, Khamzat's bottom position time is only 6 seconds. Khamzat is sitting just behind Tom Aspinall for the shortest bottom position time. I'm trying to hiccup and talk at the same time. Can we do that again, please? Khamzat Chimaev is sitting just behind Tom Aspinall for the shortest bottom position time in UFC history. Okay? Let's take a look at the screen here. I need to show you what's going on. Beep. All right? So, bottom position time. Number 1, we've got Tom Aspinall. Second place, we got Felipe Lins. And then there it is. Third place, Khamzat Chimaev. There he is. 6 seconds. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Now, if you're new to UFC, let me break this down a little bit as to why this matters, okay? Khamzat is known for smothering opponents with relentless wrestling and grappling. He's arguably one of, if not the best wrestlers, one of, if not the best wrestler in the UFC right now. Bottom position time measures how long a fighter spends underneath their opponent once taken down. For Khamzat, it's almost non-existent. In 8 UFC fights, he's finished 5 in the first round, won 2 by decision, and picked up 1 second round finish. Whenever he's taken down, he either immediately gets back to his feet, reverses position, or completely shuts the takedown down in the first place. That's why his bottom time is basically a blip on the radar. Now, here's what makes him so dangerous, if that wasn't enough. If he gets it done early, meaning the fight next week, he's a nightmare. If the fight drags, we've seen his gas tank fade. He still wins in those fights, but you can see the pace catch up to him. When it wasn't left to the judges on the fights that he did win, he won in round 1 against Robert Whittaker with a face crank. He won against Kevin Holland in round 1 with a Darce choke. He won against Li Jing Liang in round 1 with a rear naked choke. He won against Gerald Meerschaert in round 1 with a right cross. He won against Rhys McGee in round 1 with ground and pound. And he won against John Phillips with a Darce choke in round 2. So far, his blueprint is clear. Overwhelm you early, drown you with pressure, and finish before you can breathe. But here's the concern for UFC 319. We've never seen Khamzat in a championship fight. We've never seen him in rounds 4 or 5. In the past, when fights went longer, he started to fade by round 3. Yes, he still won, but it was a grind. Against someone like Dricus Du Plessis, unpredictable, durable, and dangerous for all 5 rounds, that could be a serious problem. And I did make a video last week talking about why Khamzat has never had a main event. He's had multiple times to do it, 5 times in fact. And shit just kept happening. So if you want to see that video, that link is, well, not in the description, but you can check out my YouTube channel and find that video to see exactly why Khamzat could never make it to a main event. He had plenty of opportunities, but between him being a fuck-up and other things, he could never actually do it. So the question remains, can Khamzat keep up the pace if it goes past the 3rd round? Right now, nobody knows. But there might be an answer to that question. Khamzat's UFC 319 camp has a completely different look. He's in the U.S. and he's training at a place called the Treigning Lab. But it's spelled Treigning, the Treigning Lab, in Southern California. And if you've seen the footage, because it is online, it's not a high-end, shiny MMA complex. It's literally a garage. It's gritty, bare bones. It's a garage, dude. The kind of place that smells like hard work, not air fresheners. And leading him is Coach Sam Calavita. otherwise known as Coach Cal. The same guy who's trained TJ Dillashaw, Aaron Pico, and a long list of elite wrestlers. And his specialty, breaking athletes down and rebuilding them into cardio machines. Don't let the look fool you. This isn't some random shed. This setup is intentional, okay? To strip away distractions, keep it raw, and keep it focused. No mirrors, no luxury gear, just wrestling drills, lactic threshold training, and pad work that leaves you sprawled on the mat, gasping for air. It's very much in line with early Khamzat. The guy lived in a basement of All Stars Training Center in Sweden for 2 years. No windows, no comforts, just grind. Only now in 2025, the same grit is paired with a data-driven, scientific approach. Okay? Check this out. Schaub even went down to the training lab, or actually, no, he went to the Jackson house because Khamzat is also doing some training at the Jackson house, the Santos Studios, working on some shit there. And while Schaub was down there, he took a visit to the boys and he had some questions. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything Schaub says. I know he's controversial and yada yada, but fuck, I don't care, dude.
First thing I said to the boys when we were watching Khamzat train, I'm like, how's his cardio? They're like, buddy, not an issue at all. I was like, my biggest thing for him going to the DDP fight, DDP's a big dude, durable. Khamzat can be in the 4th and 5th round. They're like, trust me, not an issue. First thing I said.
Not an issue. According to the boys down at Jackson Studio, his cardio's not even an issue. Even though everyone thinks it is, or at least it always was. We all know this is the question hanging over Khamzat's career. If there's a weak point, it's endurance in the later rounds, every single time. That's what Coach Cal is targeting. This is the same system that prepped TJ Dillashaw for championship marathons. The sessions are brutal. Redlining fighters again and again, teaching them to recover and pushing their limits until there's absolutely nothing left. The training lab athletes say it's the hardest training they've ever done. And if this works, we could see Khamzat capable of smashing for 25 minutes straight. That's terrifying for anyone, especially a guy like Dricus who banks on his opponent fading late. But he's not doing it alone either. Okay, Khamzat's not there alone. Training partners include Arman Tsarukyan, again, also one of the most relentless wrestlers in the UFC, and Aaron Pico is there. And he's been called one of the most gifted wrestlers MMA has ever seen. All right, and Aaron Pico is on this card as well. He's co-maining against Lerone Murphy, I think. Right? Anyway, that kind of room forces you to level up daily. When you're surrounded by all these elite motherfuckers, the styles are feeding into one another. All right, you got Pico's explosiveness, Tsarukyan's scrambling, all merging into Khamzat's suffocating top game. Every round is a fight in itself, dude. This camp is the perfect mix of old school Khamzat and modern sports science. The garage provides the grit. The training lab provides the precision. If this clicks, we're not looking at the same Chimaev, my guy. We're looking at one who can dominate early and late. If that version shows up at UFC 319, Dricus Du Plessis better come ready for more than a fresh start because this camp looks like it's being built for war, dude. And I can't fucking wait for this shit. Oh my god. Khamzat Chimaev. Oh wait. Wow, I lost my notes here. Whoopsies. My whole notes just shut down on me. Oh, that's it. We're gone. Okay, I erased it all. That's great. I erased my notes, dude. They're all gone. Fuck sakes. Anyway, that's really all I needed to touch on was the training lab, Khamzat's cardio, all right? I think it's improving. I think it's improved. So I went into this thinking, oh, Dricus will probably take this. But I predicted at the beginning of this year, Khamzat is going to get the middleweight title. And as I've said many a time, I've been wrong every single time on all my predictions for who will have the belt this year, at least so far. I think I did say Tom Aspinall will have it, and he does. So he didn't fight. It's, But at this point, when I'm looking at the training footage, you don't see everything, but you see what's going on with Khamzat. He might take this. He might actually win this, and I wouldn't be sad. I would not be sad. I'd be stoked. I wouldn't be so stoked if it went to decision and it was a boring fight, but there's no way that's going to happen. But if Khamzat wins dominantly, man, that's going to be, oh my God, that'll be so cool. I'm expecting Dricus to win, but I want Khamzat to win viciously. I want him to win viciously. Oh, it's going to be so exciting, dude. I haven't been this excited for a fight in a bit. I can't even tell you when. So let me ask you some questions, my guy. If Khamzat can go hard for 25 minutes, does that make him unbeatable at middleweight? Is there anyone else who can beat him besides Dricus? And would you rather see Khamzat dominate early or prove he can survive deep into war?
Tap here to watch the full episode of the DynamiteGizmo podcast.